Hey guys, we are back with our second video. We would like to talk about the 7 baby steps that were created by Mr. Dave Ramsey. So before we begin, if you are married, grab your spouse, hold them by the hand, and definitely watch this together. If you are not married, you can watch it alone, but definitely have an accountability buddy. First one, $1,000 beginner emergency fund. Nice, easy, as quick as you can, $1,000 emergency fund. 2, pay off all debt using the debt snowball, which means paying the smallest one first and then attacking the bigger ones as you go, except for your mortgage.
3 to 6 month emergency fund. And number 4, shoot, I forgot.
15% of your income into your retirement fund.
Baby step number 5.
Invest for college savings for your kids if you have them. If you don't, check her on and go on. Baby step number 6, pay off your house. Woo woo! Baby step number 7, last and final step. Dun dun dun. Build wealth and give generously. Yeah, so if we break down each baby step real quick and tell you what it means to us, that might help motivate you to also do the same. So baby step 1, $1,000 emergency fund. That's not a lot of money. However, it's enough to cover a deductible. It's enough to cover some bills if you're out a paycheck or your paycheck is delayed. It's enough money to get you through until you're done paying off your debt. It's also not comfortable though, so you don't want to sit with only $1,000 in your emergency for very long. So baby step 1 and 2, you want to get done as quickly as possible. You want to sell stuff, pick up hours, pick up a side hustle, and trim down your budget, because the $1,000 emergency fund and paying off all of your debt minus mortgage should be your biggest goals. Imagine just living life with no car payment and credit card payment. That definitely helps your cash flow and the way you're able to do the rest. And so 1, 2, and 3 are meant to be intense. No eating out, no going on vacation. Like, these are your 3 goals. And they are important because once you have an emergency fund, once you have no car payments, you are taking back control of your income. You are no longer paying it out to credit card number 1, credit card number 2, credit card number 3, your car payment, your student loan payment. And with all of that income, it's going to boost you into 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 4, real quick, will take you to 15% of your income. Right now, that would obviously be tight if you're taking 15% of your income to retirement. But once you limit those other payments to the banks, you won't even miss your 15%, and that'll build you up for retirement.
Some people might find that uncomfortable too, not investing for your retirement right now, but if you're doing too many things at once, you're really not targeting and achieving and knocking down your goals one by one. You're just spreading everything out, and that's actually slowing your process to become wealthy, or whatever it is you want to reach to financially. So there's a reason this is baby steps, 1 through 7, because it slowly targets on every point.
We put a pause of retirement because we want every extra dollar going towards baby step 1, 2, and 3. And the reason being is because if you build up your nest egg and your retirement, and you build it up and you keep giving and giving, but you have debt and you don't have an emergency fund, well, what happens when you lose your job or when something happens that causes you to need money, a medical emergency, a family emergency? You're going to end up having no other option but to pull from your 401k. And that is awful because you're going to be taxed a very high penalty, and you're just stealing from your future again. So you have to look at it in that the foundation of finances are going to be these 3 things. Well, 2 things: your emergency fund and your debt being paid off. And then you can comfortably and successfully sustain building your retirement and your kids' college and paying off your home and all the other things that are going to help take control of your income. Go into 4, 5, and 6 maybe.
Okay, so
Okay.
Chloe,
So
baby
that's
step number 3. After
So that's our opinions of 1, 2, and 3. They are vital and they're important, and they will set you up to be very successful in the next steps. So the next step being step number 4, 15% of your income. Like I said, after you get rid of your car payment, you're not going to miss that money and you'll build yourself up well. Number 5, kids' college. So what you're doing when you set up your kids' college is telling your kids, hey, I'm here for you and you won't have to take out student loans. You're setting them up for an amazing adulthood, and you're setting them up to live a life with no debt. However, you do want to make sure they know how to use money well, how to manage their resources, and that's a conversation that you and your kids can have, just kind of depending on how much you're willing to set aside for them. And baby step number 5, pay off your house early. That was something that I never imagined us doing. I've never known anyone with a paid off mortgage. That to me is rare. It's a unicorn. You don't see people who don't have mortgages at all. As a matter of fact, everyone I know, even in retirement age, still has a mortgage. So it is very mind-blowing to know that if you focus and you are intense about it, you can have your mortgage paid off.
Can you imagine having a paid-for house at the age of whatever age you are watching this, and then having 10 years pass by with no mortgage? How much money you would save, how wealthy you could be if you didn't have a mortgage, or if you're not paying $750 for rent or wherever you pay rent. I know some other states people pay over $1,000, like Colorado or California, but here in Nebraska, we managed to get away with $750 for rent. You get a house you can afford and that you can see yourself paying off within the next 3 to 4 years, because then you can be mortgage free, and that's, for instance, maybe $750 that I get to keep instead of dumping it into a rent or a mortgage. But a mortgage is a little different because you're putting money towards your house, so it's even better because you're actually putting money towards something that's going up in value, and you're not really losing that. But can you imagine that? That'd be great. It'd be phenomenal. Like, I can't wait until I make my last mortgage payment, and I get my first check where it's like, all right, this is just gonna go to the
no
bank.
house payment.
Straight to the bank.
So when you don't have a house payment, you don't have a car payment, you don't have a credit card payment, you have an emergency fund, life is different, and it's beautiful, and I can't wait to get there. Baby step number 7 is, you're pretty much wealthy and you can be generous.
Yeah, but you're just...
So
you're
just, you still have to maintain a very frugal lifestyle, and once you get to that point, I think it would just be hard to even want to blow money carelessly because you have worked so hard to put yourself there. But one big thing is that when you're at baby step 7, you can be generous. You can do things for your community. You can do things for your children. There have been a lot of different places that I've always loved the idea of giving back to, and I just never knew how I would get there. Okay, so one way that we became knowledgeable is we started seeking more information about this Dave Ramsey plan, about why each step is so important, and details that we can't cover in this video are found on Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover. I highly suggest, if you're married, that you and your spouse listen to it, you read it. It is worth it. It'll tell you it'll help you find your why. Because I can tell you the 7 steps to success, but unless you know why it is important to you, why it's important to your family, what it means to you and your spouse if you're married, then they're just 7 steps that are going to sit there and be useless. So reading The Total Money Makeover helped paint a beautiful picture of why it's important and what it's going to do. The book after that is The Legacy Journey, which talks about it's okay to be wealthy and it's okay to build wealth. However, you got to be careful because building wealth just magnifies who you are. So who you are now is going to be magnified when you build wealth. So those 2 books combined really were a 2-punch kick for me. And so my husband went and found some super cool resources on Audible that you can talk about to find a way to read it cheaply.
Yeah, so I know that people are probably going to think, well, shoot, I might have to buy this book so I can get to this content, read the Total Money Makeover, and also the Legacy Journey for free. And right now, Amazon's Audible, they're giving a free month of service when you first sign up. And they give you 2 books for free. So you can literally go ahead and download these books for free. And then cancel your subscription if
Put
you
on
don't.
the AirPods, wash the dishes, listen to the book. How do you think I've read so many books as a mom?
That's exactly what she did. She was just washing away, and she read the whole book. So
Listened.
that is a perfect way if you're curious on the books. Definitely go ahead and take advantage of the 2 free books, and you get to keep them even after you cancel your Audible
Will we have a little link
subscription
on the bottom of the video?
Yeah, so there's going to be a
perfect.
link down below, of course, like everybody says, down below, and get the books and listen to them for free, and you get to keep the books forever. Don't even keep the subscription if you don't like.
Yeah, and so that's another thing is if you want to be better at something, you need to read about people who are doing good about it. For example, finance books are important. Dave Ramsey has been definitely my most favorite. And then, you know, if we want to be healthier, health books, nutrition books, those are going to be something we want to read. And so that really makes me want to end this video with a Proverbs, which is Proverbs 15:22. And that says, without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed. So surround yourself with trusted people. If you don't know anybody, then read a book, because there's always a professional or someone who's done the research for you that has a book.
Where are we at for time? I mean,
Hold on.
Sorry.
Okay, so we'll pause there. So I'd also want to challenge you to leave a comment on which step you are on, if you are on the 7 baby steps, and if you are not, go ahead and leave a comment about when you'd like to start or kind of your fears of starting. So trust me, you won't regret it. All right, so with that, have a wonderful day. Do everything with purpose, and
find your why.
find your why.
Okay, thank you guys for watching.
I know.
All right.
I'm gonna drink your tea.